Well, we have an old friend back. I knew we'd have a few minor setbacks. And that's where we're at. A couple of minor little things. The fuel vent is missing all venting material inside of it. It's literally just straight through now. So we got to order one of these. It was puking a little fuel. Not a big deal. We have to mount the with some rubber mounts to hopefully quiet it down. You know, Hollies, they love to make a lot of noise. So that's a minor deal. We got to do that. And adjust the rear brakes. They're a little loose. And I think they're giving us a sloppy pedal. So I got to adjust those. Adjust the bumpers. There's a few little things we're going to do to it. I'm going to pull the carb all apart, clean it up, make sure it's working properly. Because it don't quite run right. And it's got a surge when you're going down the road. At a constant speed, it just kind of surges and chugs. So the carb sat for a year and a half. It's probably got some crap in it. We're going to go through it, make sure it works. So it's back for a few finite adjustment issues. You know, we knew there would be some. Luckily not a lot, but we knew there'd be a few. So it's back. Hopefully I'm going to visit for a day or two. But we got to order a part that's probably going to take 3 or 4 days to get. So we'll see. All right, we're going to let you guys go with that, and we're going to get back at it. Over here on the table of fun, we have to change the vent. This piece here goes on the top, as I take it out of the string, goes on the top of the fuel tank. There's 2 hoses that go to it, and it keeps fuel from splashing out, but it allows the tank to vent. This one here's got foam and stuff in it. The one that's currently in there has nothing. It's all decayed and left. New brake switch, because we put a new one in and it's not happy. Rubber mounts for the fuel pump and some bolts and hardware. We have to patch this back together, glue this, whatever. I got JB Weld adhesive here. We're going to try that. Or JB Weld epoxy. We're going to try that and get this put back together. So you can get this put back under the dash on a more permanent basis. You can see it's been glued before. And it came apart as soon as I touched it. Here's the JB Weld. And I've already been in here. I had to use that to remove the ear for that piece. And then been adjusting the brake switch. Or actually the brake pedal travel back and forth. It was a little tight on the brake switch. So we've been working on that a little bit already. But I wanted to come in here. You guys can hear. That's the Holley red pump back there. Just banging away. That's what we're going to put on rubber isolators. And hopefully that'll be a lot quieter next time we listen to it. So we're going to get that rubber mounted. A couple other little things is back here for. We're going to plug away at it. Got to adjust the shifter cable too. They asked for that. So a lot of little drivability issues. Nothing major with the amount of work that we've done to this car. They've been driving it. They've been enjoying it. You know, a little bit of the brake light switch problem. So he's been unplugging the back lights when he parks it because they stay on. I'm pretty sure I figured out what that problem was. Like I said, I've adjusted that in and took care of a couple other little things. But the biggest complaint is the noise of that fuel pump. Because it's loud. They had a Carter in here before, and then just before I worked on it, they swapped it to that Holley, and it makes a lot more noise than they remembered. Because when we first picked it up, he's like, "That ain't my fuel pump." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." So, anyways, few little things to touch up on this car, and we're gonna work at getting that done. Gotta adjust the bumpers a little bit, and I think there's a couple other little things they put on a list that I gotta look at, but that's where we're at. We're gonna work on that stuff. Try to get this car back to them the end of this weekend. Today's Saturday, so I'm hoping to have it done with Sunday, but we got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. If not, they'll have it next weekend. We're going to see what we can get done and get done towards getting this car done. Quick here, we got the rubber mounts underneath. We got them through the trunk, but they come through the trunk and got nuts on them. We're gonna run them down real quick, and then we're gonna go back under the car, get that finished up, and then we gotta change that vent underneath, and we're making progress. Grab the old bolts out of here and the tools, and we're going to go ahead and put the car back up. We're going to throw these lawn chairs back in here since this is a car show car, I guess. I know they take it to cruisings and enjoy it, so that's what's important. So we'll throw those back in, put the car back up, and tighten those rubber mounts on the other side. I'm hoping you guys can see this in the shop, but this is that little plastic piece I showed you on the bench. We got to change. There's 2 hoses in, 1 hose out. Change that puppy out, and hopefully we probably won't need this hose, but we're going to leave it here so it kind of, if any gas gets out, it gets caught in here. But this here, I will show you the difference once I get it down and out, but there is nothing left inside here to stop fuel from going out. I already checked the new one and ran fuel through it to make sure that it stopped it and didn't allow any fuel to go out through it. So the foam will stop the fuel. So I really don't need this hose, but I'm going to leave it on there just for GP. Thing that was discussed with the customer today is they weren't happy where park was or drive was. They said it acted a little weird. I don't know how well we can see it, but I took the cable off, the shifter's in drive, and the cable's in drive, and it's off by a good 1/2 inch, or around about 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to adjust that. Since we got the car up, we're going to adjust it and see if they're more happy with it that way. We're going to fix this first. That's the plan anyways. Oh, I bought a new camera. You can actually see what it's seeing. That's cool. Can't see me because I'm headless, but we're going to fix this first. Mix up some epoxy. Glue this all back together. And hopefully it'll stay. We'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to... Seeing that it's done and put together, we mixed up the epoxy here. We'll move this back a little bit. Maybe you can see a little bit of me. Maybe not, because I can see the front here on my new camera. But we mixed up the epoxy. We put it in there. Gotta let it sit for 4 to 6 hours to set up. And hopefully that'll all work out really nicely. And then it'll stay intact the next time I put it back in the car, because they're missing this little piece and it's not blowing out the vent, and they're a little unhappy about that, but I don't blame them. So that's where we're at. Hopefully this will set up tomorrow, because that's probably going to be... Gotta stop touching it. Hopefully tomorrow's when it'll go back in the car. I just adjusted the rod when I put this clamshell on it. I didn't adjust it in far enough, so when the brake switch slides in, it slides in and clicks in and holds. Well, it was like on the first click and it wouldn't come free, or it wouldn't stay. So the first time it popped out, not first time, but it popped out. We moved that in so it had more room to slide in, more clicks, and we adjusted the nut on the back, and hopefully that'll work and we don't have to put this in. We will find out. We have to take this out because this is supposed to be out here for adjusting the mirror, and we have to get the clip. There's a clip in there. When we get it apart, I'll show you. We'll get the clip out. We'll show you. This is supposed to stay together. So we'll see how it all plays out. And put it on... And the part I needed to hang on to fell down inside the door as I took it all apart. So now we got to take this whole door back apart. Not going to be fun, but yeah, we tried. Something that's very important when dealing with door panels like this. This is the window remover clip for the Jesus clips, as a lot of people call them, because when you clip them, they go, Jesus, where'd that go? And then assorted pullers and stuff for the clips behind the panels. Everything on this is new. The new door panel, new clips, new screws. The base was new, but the armrest was old because we're still waiting on those on back order, or it would have been new too. But this is in general. If it's put together right, which God knows with old cars if it is or not, the clip should be facing down. And it is. You just gotta weasel on it. This is a little clip that's back there. And then as you can see, this tool goes in and pushes it out. Then I always, because I don't want to lose it, I put it back together right away. That way I'm not looking for that clip. This one has the same thing, but you can see this one. Take the clip out, take the handle off, put it back on. It's that simple. I'm not entirely sure where the clips are. Well, one's got to be right there. And the next one's got to be up here somewhere. There we go. And then the top one just popped. But there's 3 more out here in about the same general area. There's one. There's 2. And there's 3. Proper tools for the proper job. I, for years, did not use the proper tools and screwed up a lot of stuff, but back then I really didn't have money to buy the proper tools. Stuff's a lot cheaper now. You know, Harbor Freight and stuff. Wow. There we go. And we will lay this back here like that. See, I'm figuring it out as we go. Let me see. So we're here trying to figure some of this out and looking at this. I got this together. What I'm thinking happened is that this window rolls up and down right here. I'm thinking somehow that window caught it. So I'm thinking we're going to have to make it so that this stays forward a little bit better. That's what I'm thinking. Looking at it, seeing it. I mean, it should be out of the way of the window. But we'll see. But we got it latched in there. Yeah, I'm not liking that. Where is it at? It's kind of where I'd like to see it. Something like that. Throw a couple of zip ties on it just to keep it up and away from the window. But I'm thinking that's what happened. The window got it, pulled it out of here, and made it unhappy. So let's see what happens. We're going to go get some zip ties, zippy tie it up out of the way, kind of make sure it stays out of the way of the window. That way, as it goes up and down, it has a little bit of room here, but it's not in the way of the window. What I'm thinking, I'm probably wrong, because that just seems like it pinched it too much. So we'll see. We're going to figure out a plan here, execute a plan, try to make it all work, make it all happy. But I got to go grab a couple of zip ties and some wire cutters. I shall return. go ahead, I got that zip tied back there. Got the other zip tie, kind of hold it away from the window. I think this is going to come out pretty good. Push through there, because we will be hunting for it if we don't. And then the door lock. Then come out here. 1, 2, 3. Bingo. Very nice. I normally would use power tools, but I don't want to take any chances with this stuff. I want to make sure it goes together right. More sooner than later, because I don't want to get it all done and then find out I have a problem. And then this just goes into the wood of the door panel, so you really want to be careful and not over tighten this, or you'll strip the little cardboard wood behind it. There's not much there to really hold it and hold it super tight. I mean, it works good, but you don't want to strip it. This is one thing you don't want to just get in and just crazy torque on it. You want to get it nice and snug and just know that it's there without any problem. Seems to be working pretty good there. So now for the next test, because this is, my opinion, the big test. Put that on there. Couple of good taps to make sure it's nice and in there. It's got the washer behind it. Goes up and down, even with the mirror. Our window all the way up. I can move the mirror. Let's hope that this is all fixed. This is back together. This, I've run it up and down several times. It seems to work. So hopefully this is all better now. Door panel's back together. Everything seems to function. I've ran it up and down and moved it and messed with it. I think it works like it needs to. So we're making progress on this. Not as happy as I wanted to be with the rubber mounts, but I can't change that. It's just a loud pump. So got a few other little things to tie up on this car that I don't even think I'm going to mess with videoing, but we'll see. Got to adjust the bumpers, which taking some bolts loose, moving a few things around. Got to put it the other door panel. Not this door panel, but the rear door panel, because it's pulling this metal piece off here. I guess. I don't know. I gotta look, check it out, because that's all new stuff. Bumpers, that windshield wiper motor doesn't work, and then I gotta put that air piece in, so that way it gets air up to this vent once it's all cured tomorrow. So a lot of little things, like I said, but we're making progress on it, and hopefully it'll go home and stay home for a little while next time. Oh, that ain't gonna mean we got the vent in so far. The epoxy's holding. So all right, I moved the bumper around a little bit. You got a little more clearance. You can almost get a finger in there now. I moved that side down. It matches pretty close to that side. Gave you a little more, and I actually centered the tank. I guess it wasn't centered with the bumper, so we got it all nice and centered in there. We moved it over just a scotch, and hopefully this is a lot nicer for you. I think that's more what you want. I think you may want to invest in the gas cap, though, because it seems like the plastic on the end is swelling and doesn't want to. We'll talk to you guys next time.